Hello everyone, today I'm going to give you guys a quick tutorial about Google Earth. When you first log on to Google Earth, a couple things that you're going to notice is that number one, unlike the previous version of Google Earth, you don't actually download this to your computer. Um, so it is going to take some time, a few moments, in order to load up. I really like this because it's going to allow your students in class, if you guys have Chromebooks, for the students to pull this up without actually having to download the program. Um, so I'm going to kind of give you the really short version of this. You basically have um, a set of icons. You have the icons to the left over here, and you have the icons to the right. So I'm going to kind of go over how to use the ones on the left and then the ones on the right. Now on the left, the first icon is your menu button. When you click the menu button, one of the things that I really like about the menu button is this map style. The map style, when you click on it, it's going to give you several options, whether you want a clean map, if you want some borders, places, roads, or the last option here is everything, which can get really kind of confusing if you're letting students just kind of explore. I really like this because if you just want to examine like the geography or a specific area, if you go to the clean map, then what's going to happen is it removes a lot of those roads and things like that, and you just get the globe. I'm just playing with the Earth right now, and I'm just clicking and dragging. And as you can see here, when you look at the United States, for example, the roads, they're not there. You see the mountains, you see the plains, you see all of the water. That's on the clean map. If you go to exploration, now you see that it is the clear-cut national and state borders. As you kind of zoom in, you're going to see some like more of the geography, and you can see some of the major roads, but you're not going to see every town road that's out there. Click on click on everything, and well, it gives you everything, all the major cities, all the roads that crisscross the map, and as you can see, it definitely gets a little bit more cluttered, especially the closer you pan in. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the clean version for this tutorial. The next icon that you see is the search icon. And with the search icon, you can type addresses, locations, you can type specific landmarks. For example, I might want to look for the pyramids of Giza. I completely misspelled that, but I'm sure I can fix it. And here it's taking me right to the Great Pyramid of Giza. All right, so I'm going to kind of just pan out real quick so that I can do this. Here on the right, you see a thing that you can bookmark. I'm going to go ahead and bookmark it so that I can show you it later in this demonstration. But as I bookmark it, it's added over here to My Places. I'm just going to save it so that I can come back to it later. Sometimes my computer doesn't like to cooperate with me. Maybe it's just jealous for my attention, I don't know. I'm going to allow it to store stuff on my computer. All right, so there's this really cool thing if you're going to let students explore. It says places near the Great Pyramids, or as you start looking through, it's called places of interest that you can let students kind of explore. For example, they might look at the Giza necropolis. You can kind of go through here to kind of pan through the Great Sphinx, Khufu Shep. So you see that there's a lot of things that you can have your students exploring. Another really great feature of this, and I'm going to use this, is this paper airplane. When you click on this paper airplane, it's going to fly you straight to whatever it is that you are looking at. So it takes you straight there. The next feature I'm going to go over is Voyager. Now, Voyager is kind of new, and what it basically is an online digital field trip. For example, if I want to trek the Galapagos Islands, let's see here. We'll explore Canada's national parks. So I'll click on this, and it's going to take me over here. And these are all things that Google is highlighting, and so you definitely want to kind of look through and see if there's anything that you can use or apply. I'm just going to click on Explore, and as you can see, it kind of takes you out, and you can see several things. I'm going to kind of scroll out here. So the Wood Buffalo National Park. So what this is letting me do is it's letting me look at all the various national parks and explore all around Canada. And so maybe I don't want to go to Wood Buffalo Park. Maybe I want to go to Jasper. So I'll click here on Jasper. And it pulls up some information down here. I might choose to read more. And it'll load me to their page. So I like this because it's kind of a good exploration tool. The next, everyone who's ever used Google is familiar with the I'm feeling lucky button. I think everybody's kind of pressed it out of curiosity once or twice. They kind of have the same thing here on Google Earth, except for when you click I'm feeling lucky, it takes you wherever it wants. So here it took me to a town in Germany called Rust. It says Rust is a town in the district of Ortenau in, excuse me, I don't speak German, in Baden-Württemberg, Germany. It is also the home of the famous theme park, Europa Park. And then here at the bottom, you can see points of interest. And so, for example, you can see Europa Park, the Blue Fire Mega Coaster. Now that looks awesome, so I'm going to fly straight to it. I want to see it. I like roller coasters. Now, here, what I'm going to do, I'll wait. So now that I've shown you I'm feeling lucky, bookmarks. Now I'm just going to go ahead and pull it open. And if you remember earlier, I saved the Great Pyramid of Giza. Over here where it says the Blue Fire Mega Coaster, I'm going to go ahead and bookmark that too, because I'm going to come back to that. So let me get that away. And as you can see, you can kind of scroll in and get a really good view and kind of explore the theme park as if you're actually there. I've done this in the past with castles, and students always really have a good time. When I talk about India, sometimes I'll pull up the Taj Mahal. I'll do that right now. I'll go to search and look up the Taj Mahal. Sometimes it took me to some strange places that also share the name Taj Mahal, like casinos, but in this case it's taking me directly to the Taj Mahal. So here you can see the Taj Mahal. It's taking a few moments to load because I have a very poor internet connection. And I'm going to go ahead and bookmark this because I want to come back and look at this as well. Okay, so it's been added to my places. The very bottom here is the share icon. It allows you to get a link that you can share. You can share it to Facebook, Twitter, Google+. My favorite is Classroom. So this does play very well with Google Classroom, and I use it quite a bit in my class. All right, so let's go ahead and begin exploring the right side icons. Now the first, over here, you have the minus and plus sign, and that's very simply your zoom in, your zoom out, and you can do the same thing with the wheel on your mouse, which is what I've been using. The next button over here, right here, is your compass. Your compass lets you orient the compass north and south. So if you've been spinning the earth around and moving it around, it's a good way to kind of reorient yourself. Above this is two-dimensional. Now right now it's in two-dimensional mode, and as you can see, it kind of gives me a top-down look. However, I'm going to kind of scroll in here a little bit. If I click into 3D, I guess I had it backwards. I'm now in 2D mode. If I click on this toggle, it'll put me in 3D mode, which will kind of pan out. So there you go. If you see in 3D, it kind of gives you this panning look where you're kind of looking out over the area, where if I click on the 2D toggle, it'll give me an up-down. All right, so if I want to see a top-down look of the Taj Mahal complex, all right, there we go. I can see the garden, the entrance, the walkways, the Taj Mahal itself. All right. If I click on the 3D toggle, it's going to do just that. And this brings me into one of my favorite features, and that is the street view. If this person right here, you click on them, and you can kind of drag them around to all these blue areas. Kind of see if I can do this again. Okay, so all these areas here that are kind of highlighted blue, and I'm just going to set my little person on the street view. And that's exactly what it does. It brings you down to the road. And then I can use my mouse and kind of click and drag and explore from a first-person perspective the Taj Mahal. This is really awesome if you want to plan some kind of experience where you're having like a digital field trip. I've done these for my AP World History classes, and they work really, really well, and the kids really enjoy it. I even did this with my cell phone, but it wore my battery out. I put it, there's an app, I think it's Google Field Trips. I haven't looked at it in a bit, where you can put it in 3D goggles, and students can kind of look and see as if they're really there. And it's really cool, but it does wear your battery out. So if you want to try using that, I'd suggest getting a pair of Google goggles and bringing your charger. This last one here, I'm not going to click it. This just flies you wherever you're at. So takes you straight home. Down here is the Earth. Now, what I really like about this globe is that if you look at this plus sign, it basically shows you where you're at in time. And I can click and drag, and I can move. All right, but it will tell me where I'm at on the globe. And I can move this and orient myself, and I can look right here in the red and know exactly what I'm looking at. So if I get lost, you know, I'm kind of exploring the map and I don't know exactly where I went, I can look over here, find where I'm at, and know, okay, I'm in Africa. I want to go back to India, you know, and start moving myself in that direction. Anyway, if you double click on the compass, what will happen is the compass, which is being, okay, there we go, becomes the center icon. And what's really cool about this is you see these two dots that kind of surround the compass. Those are like handles, and you can grab it and you can kind of spin and rotate the Earth. All right, so if you're like zooming in and you want a different angle, all right, so maybe I'm going to go back to my bookmark and pull up the Great Pyramid of Giza. Right? It's in the 3D view. You see how it's kind of panned out a little bit. I can use this and kind of spin and orient myself to however I want to view the pyramid from whatever angle. If I want to see it from a first-person perspective, I can click on this little icon and look for all these places that highlighted blue. I'm going to bring myself over here. And as you can see, it brings me right down to the surface, so I can view the pyramid almost as if I'm really there. See all these people? I almost want to walk up and say hi. This is a very brief tutorial on how to use Google Earth. I hope you found it useful. I know that it didn't take me very long to figure out how to use it. And there's a few things that I really, really like about it. I do like how it's laid out in a more simple format. It is nowhere near as cluttered as the previous incarnation. In the previous incarnation, there was a lot of like photographs, and you could click on them, and it was really neat to see that. The problem is that it got really cluttered, and students would get really, really confused on what to click, or they'd get frustrated because they'd click on one thing but get something else. And so it was really aggravating. And I'm really glad they went and kind of cleaned it up and streamlined this to be used in the classroom. The one thing that I'm not as fond of is that they removed the measurement tool, which would let you click on two different locations and draw a line between them and tell you exactly how far apart they were, which was really cool for using like when we were talking about ocean exploration, so that students would really have an idea of how vast the ocean distances were that people were traveling. Well, I hope you enjoyed my brief tutorial, and I really encourage you to go out and explore and try it out for yourself. It was absolutely worth it. I learned a lot by playing with it, and like I said, it's easy enough that if I can do it, anybody can. So have fun, and I can't wait to see what you do.